Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Todd from AIProxy. We're the safest way to add AI to your iOS and Mac apps. In this quick start video, I'm going to show you how to get set up with AIProxy. I'll show you a little bit of the dashboard, and we'll also build a really quick sample app so that you can make your first API call. And at the end of the video, your API keys and your endpoints will be fully protected, and you won't have to worry about building or maintaining your own backend. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to get set up on the AIProxy dashboard. So either sign up or log in. I'm already logged in my account here, and we're going to add a project, and we'll give this a name like Quickstart Demo, create project. And the first thing that we're always going to do when we create a new AIProxy project is we're going to set up something called device check. Now, device check is an additional security feature that we've added, and essentially what it does is we're checking to make sure that any API calls that are coming through your account, we're checking to make sure that they're actually coming from a legit Apple device that's running your app. So it's a really important security feature, and we've actually made it a requirement on AIProxy just to give you that extra layer of security. So to set this up, go ahead and click device check in the left sidebar, and then click configure. And there's three pieces of information that we need to add here. We need to add a P8 file, a device check key ID, and an Apple team ID. And all of these things we're going to get from the Apple developer dashboard. So go to developer.apple.com and click on the keys page. And we're going to add a new key. And we'll call this Quick Start Demo. And make sure that device check is toggled on. Click continue and then register. And we can download our P8 file right here. And back on the AIProxy dashboard, let's upload that file. And then we can grab our key ID, paste that right here. And then last, we're going to grab our Apple team ID, which you can get on the top right of your developer account. Paste that here, and then save settings. All right, so we've got device check set up in the AIProxy dashboard. There's a few more things we need to make sure we have set up in Xcode, which I'll show you right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up Xcode and just create a new project. And I'll call this Quick Start Demo. Put this on my desktop. And what we need to do is we need to go to signing capabilities and check on a few things. So the first is that we need to make sure that we have a team selected here. So this can't be set to none. The second is for the bundle identifier, we can't use a wildcard. We have to explicitly set our identifier. And the third thing is we need to make sure that this bundle ID is listed in our Apple developer account under the identifiers page. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually copy this bundle ID and then head back over to our Apple developer dashboard and navigate to the identifiers page. And I'm going to add this bundle ID from Xcode. Right, let's give this a second. I'm going to add this bundle ID right here. Give it a description. Quick Start Demo. Click continue, register, and now that this bundle ID is going to be listed under the identifiers page. So those things need to be set up properly in order for device check to work. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the AIProxy dashboard again, and we're going to add the service that we actually want to protect. So if we're building an app that uses OpenAI, we will set this up here under the services section. All right, so go ahead and click on the Add New Service button in the left sidebar, and then choose OpenAI. And as you can see, we have a bunch of other services that we support out of the box. And then click on Add New Service. And then under OpenAI, we're going to add our API key. So click on Create Key. We'll call this OpenAI key. And next, we need to get our OpenAI key. So go to platform.openai.com. Go to your dashboard, API keys. We'll create a new secret key. Call this AIProxy key. Copy that key, and then back in the AIProxy dashboard, paste that right here. Now, one thing to mention is that we don't actually store your key anywhere. We use something called split key encryption. So you don't have to worry about your OpenAI key actually living on our backend. So go ahead and add a new key. And now what we're going to have is instructions on how to get our Xcode project set up with our partial key, our service URL, and then our device check bypass token. All right, so the first step is we need to add AIProxy Swift, which is our client library, to your Xcode project. So go ahead and copy this link, and then back in that Xcode project that we set up, go to File, Add Package Dependencies, and then you can paste that link right here in the top right. Go ahead and add the package. And then in our content view, let's import AIProxy. So the next thing we need to do is we need to add our partial key and service URL. So copy this code right here. Back in Xcode, let's just paste that right at the top. And then the next thing is we need to add a device check bypass token. And the reason for this is device check isn't available in the iOS simulator. So we need to add this token to allow us to test in the simulator. So go ahead and copy this key right here. And then back in Xcode, hit Command Shift comma, and that'll bring up the window where you can add environment variables. And let's add our bypass token right here, and we need to call this AIProxy device check bypass right there. And now we have everything set up. So let's go ahead and test this out, and we'll make a really quick API call. So in the on that same page where you can get your partial key and service URL, there's a link to Swift examples. So if you click on this, it'll take you to our documentation, and we're just going to grab one of these Swift examples. Why don't we grab a non-streaming chat completion from OpenAI? I'll just copy this code right here, and then let me just add a button test and task. And let's go ahead and try this out. So if I click test, we should get a response, and it's working. All right, so everything's set up, and we've got a API call being made to OpenAI going through AIProxy, and your API key is fully protected. And we've done all this without having to build any backend. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a couple of things that you can do to debug if you run into problems or you run into any issues during setup. All right, so the first tool I'm going to show you for debugging is something called Live Console, and it's in the AIProxy dashboard. So over on the left under debugging, Live Console, you'll see that there's a window here, and basically requests that are coming through your app will show up in this window, and we will show you helpful messages if you run into any errors so you can troubleshoot. So the best way to demonstrate how this works is if I open up our app again in the simulator and I click test, you'll see that that request is going to show up here. But let's say, for example, in the integration steps, I forgot to add my device check bypass token. So if I go to Xcode and I actually remove my bypass token, and then I rerun the simulator, and then I click test, you'll see that the error is going to show up here, and it's telling me that request failed device check, and the error message will give me an idea of what's going on and how to fix it. So please use Live Console. It's very useful when you're integrating, and will sort of tell you what you need to know if something's going wrong. The other thing that you can use is the Request History tab. And in this tab, it'll give you sort of more of a list of all the requests that have come through and the status codes. And we also show you the error response here as well. So that's going to wrap things up for the demo. And I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions when you're getting integrated, please reach out to either Lou and I. And yeah, we can't wait to see what you build with AIProxy. Thanks for watching.